G'day guys, Morezy here and welcome back to another elevator video. You may remember me from such designs as Mini Vader 3x4 elevator up and down, Micro Vader 1 wide piston elevator, and Observer Block Nano Vader, as well as many other titles. Alright, so today I'm not going to just show you one elevator, or two elevators, but three elevators. So there's three new designs that I've come up with, and we'll start with this one, which is the Pico Vader. So this elevator is called the Pico Vader, and that is the smallest elevator I've ever made, and I'm pretty sure it's going to be the smallest elevator you can find that uses pistons. So this elevator is only 4x1 blocks in dimension, which makes it absolutely tiny. I challenge you to find anything that's this small that works up and down like this. But this elevator came about with a bit of playing around, and I'll show you that it does work. So let's stand in here, push the button. So when observers first came out, I played around with them for quite some time and came up with a really small elevator, which was even smaller than this one, but they did change the way that the observers worked, which meant it didn't work anymore. But lately I've come across a new idea which uses the observers and allows us to create this tiny elevator. So what we do is the piston actually automatically generates its own clock. So there's a couple advantages here. One is that it makes a very small footprint, but the second advantage is that there is no clocks running in this elevator. If you remember my previous elevators, I had clocks running and it could slow down your machine if you had a big enough world or a big enough elevator. However, this one only uses enough redstone to make it work, and no more than that, and once it's finished, it switches itself off. So it's really quite a game changer as far as elevators go. So this elevator has quite a lot going for it. It's a really small footprint, very easy to build, very resource efficient, and it doesn't have a bunch of lag going on with clocks and things. One downside though is it is directional, and by that I mean it has to be built facing certain directions. So this one is actually facing south. You can also build it facing east, but if you try and make it north or west, it won't work properly. You could get it to work, but you'd have to increase the overall footprint from 4x1 to something a bit larger. But another cool thing that you could do with this elevator is add extra functionality, including call buttons to bring the elevator up or down if you're in a different spot. You could also put in self-closing doors, which would automatically close when the elevator leaves and automatically open when it arrives. And those are the features I'll show you because I have them hooked up to these other two elevators here. So other than that, it's a very cool elevator, and I think it's probably going to be the smallest one you'll find at the moment. And if you want to answer any poll questions for me and see if you've seen anything smaller, that would be really cool to find out. Alright, so once I discovered this mechanic, it got me thinking what else I could do with it, and I came up with this 2x2 realistic elevator. This has a 2x2 carriage in here, and it also has automatic open and closing doors, and it's completely flush, so you don't see anything other than the elevator itself. And if we go in here, I can show you how it works. We'll hit the button here, and we'll go up. And as you can see, I've put glass in the front here so you can see all the way out. You can't see any of the wiring or anything. Here we are at the top floor, and there we go. The doors opened and we walked out. If I wanted to go back down, I'll hit this and the doors would close. The elevator goes down. You can see it uses some slime blocks, and it uses quite a few of the engines that I showed you just before to make that happen. So let's have a look at what else it can do. We can also hit a call button and we can get the elevator brought up. So let's do that. We'll hit this one, and that has called the elevator down from that bottom floor up to this floor, and in a moment it will arrive and the doors will open. There we go. So then I can head in and go on back down. Okay, so taking a look at the back of this elevator, we can see how it works. And as you can see, it's just a bunch of these smaller elevators all sort of put together in sequence. And that's the beauty of these elevators, is that you can actually push a whole bunch of different blocks all at once, which allows you to push something as big as this carriage here, and also some of these other items. So this redstone block actually powers the doors and makes them turn on and off, and the rest of it pushes down the carriage. So you can see there's another one here for the doors, so on and off again. So yeah, pretty cool design. Again, there's no clocks running right here. It's all just waiting to be used, so lag is very minimal for the size. And we also get that really cool opening and closing feature as well. So if we call that elevator down, we can see it come down through the middle there. And I only put glass here just to show you that you can actually see out. Of course, you could change that to something else. There we go, the doors open just like a realistic elevator. So after building the Pico Vader and this 2x2 realistic version, I still wasn't completely satisfied, so I went ahead and built this guy. This guy is a 2x2x3 high elevator. So basically I'm talking about the carriage here, so it's a 2x2 area, but it's 3 blocks high. So I don't think I've seen one of these at all actually, especially a nice seamless one like this. But basically it works just like any other elevator. You jump in, push the button, and up you go. And as you can see, I've got plenty of vision out here, can't see any of the wiring or anything like that. I've got a really tall elevator to ride in, and again we get to the top, doors open automatically, and that's how that works. So again, a really cool elevator that I haven't really seen before, but yeah, quite a interesting invention, I think. And if you go around here again, it's a little bit bigger than the guy over there, and probably could do with some optimization, but still it does work, and it is probably a bit of cutting edge technology, I would say. Anyway, that will about do it for this video. Please let me know what you guys think of these elevators. Let me know if you've seen anything smaller than that one, and don't forget to download the world if you want to have a go. That'll be in the description. I'll also put links to the other elevators I've designed in the description if you want to check them out if you're new to the channel. Think about subscribing as well, and once again, thanks for coming to watch, and we'll see you again next time.